C House in downtown Chicago, where Lucas Henning is our wine director. We're also here with Fred Scherrer, and he's going to be talking about some of his wines and some questions that are often asked from some of my students. Do you think American oak gets a bad rap?
It does with some of us.
Yeah. Would you be one included?
You know, for the kind of wines that I'm trying to make, I found it inappropriate. Back in '91, when I started making Zinfandel under my label, everybody was telling me the American oak barrel and Zinfandel is the way to go. And so I got a couple of them. And what I found is that I guess the things that I was most interested in, and that happened to come from my dad's vineyard, were very delicate and nuanced. And the American oak tended to have some very powerful compounds to it that which obfuscated all of that. So I didn't find it appropriate. That said, I know some producers who do a fantastic job with American oak, and my hat's off to them because it works really well.
So it's not a black and white American oak bad, French oak good always?
No, it's really not. And interestingly, Sean Thackery is a vintner in Bolinas. He's a wine book historian, and he's got the sommelier's handbook from the 19th century that lists the hierarchy of desirability of types of oak forests. And in those days, a sommelier was actually, it wasn't the person buying bottles of wine and serving them. That person actually would go select barrels of wine or lots of wine and raise them up and finish them off in the cellar of the hotel or inn, etc. So the sommelier was more like the négociant or the finishing winemaker. Anyway, the sommelier's handbook had a listing of the types of oak, and on the top was American oak, and then a Russian oak was in there someplace, and then near the bottom was center of France oak.
Really?
And this is a French sommelier's handbook.
Right.
So it's interesting how things have really changed, and it's perhaps partly a function of the varieties or cepages as well, because there was a change that occurred evidently at that time as well.
Okay.
I just think it's very humorous how things change. And, you know,
So
I'm old enough to know that the ties get fat and skinny, and shirts get short and long,
right.
and the hair gets long and short. So, you know, styles and what's considered good fits tends to change somewhat.
Definite trends in wine as well.
Yes, they're definitely, there's a pendulum type thing going on.
Yeah. With regards to American oak, you mentioned, you know, it's changed over the history. Do you see the future of American oak being different? Do you see the cooperages in the U.S. changing their style?
You know, there's been a lot of talk about that for about 15 years of the style changing, and that was when I first was playing with American oak myself in my wines in the early 90s. There had been a big change. Oh, they're not the same as the Kentucky bluegrass barrels that now they're going to not char them quite as much. And there was a change, but still there's one thing we can't get around is there's a huge amount of lactone in American oak.
And lactone gives what to a wine?
An oak taste, very oaky kind of smell. That it gets altered somewhat through the aging and the microflora that's around it. All kinds of stuff that I'm really not qualified to get into in detail. But I'm just amazed by the complexity of how oak staves are changed in the yard and also by the cooper themselves.
Okay.
It's just remarkable to me how the cooper and their sensibilities of how to make a barrel mark a barrel. You take the same lot of wood from the same trees all blended up, give it to 3 coopers, and they will make you 3 different kinds of barrel.
Kind of like winemakers, right?
It seems
similar grapes, and the winemaker will make 3 different winemakers will make 3 different
3
wines.
different types of wine from them, exactly. Just due to the minutiae of choices that are made.
Right. Interesting.